Hey, what's going on, gang? So last week, I actually had a video where I showed off some cool places and some cool game hunting I did when I was doing a work trip down in San Francisco. And I will say that, it was pretty cool, right? So if you watch that video, I got to see some really cool arcades, one really awesome game shop, a really, really dope record store. But, when it comes to straight up game hunting, it's kind of slim pickings. Well, the next week, I actually got to do another work trip to Columbus, Ohio, and holy crap, I found some of the coolest game stores I have ever been to. One of them had literally just holy grails in it from this guy's personal collection. Really neat stuff that he let me go in the back room and check out, so I cannot wait to share that with you. But, there's another game store that was really cool, and then the last place I ended up visiting is a place that I am going to frequent when I go back to Columbus, and you'll know why soon. But hey, without further ado, let's check out what kind of awesome game hunting you can do in Columbus, Ohio. So the first place I actually got to check out is a place called Tech-In Gamer, like Tekken, Tekken Gamer. But man, this shop was no joke. I mean, check out, the first thing you walk in has these really cool kind of display pieces, and you're gonna see display pieces all over the store. All over the store. But this is one thing that they really want to show off when you walk in. It is a fully modded Rock Band set that's done up with a actual electronic drum set. Pretty freaking cool. And obviously the people who work at the shop are extremely good at the game, or they wouldn't build such a thing. But it kind of lends me to go right into how they're able to do stuff like this. Not only are they a game shop, which obviously I'm going to show all the footage of their store right now, but these guys do a lot of console repairs and mod work. Very, very cool. But I mean, as you can see here, I'm just going to do a big pan through their store. They have a bunch of games, a ton of games. But also they have some really neat stuff too for display and, well, for sale if you were to ask. But one thing I really wanted to show off, you'll see it here in a second, they have this whole display to Donkey Kong, and there it is. It's like the Donkey Kong mecca. Everything Donkey Kong related is over there. But once again, back to all the games, they got a bunch of cool stuff. A lot of the retro stuff is in the case. A lot of their but they have a whole nother room of the more modern games. But they have all sorts of stuff. I mean, Jaguar in the box, just all sorts of Atari games and Sega games. Some of the more expensive stuff's in the case, but some of the good stuff's out here too, so you don't want to get caught slipping. They have a little bit of everything. That is no lie. But speaking of all the weird displays they have, you have to check out this freaking lamp. This is the coolest thing. It's a power glove with a freaking the zapper gun with this cool light bulb that is meant to be fire. And I'll say, this is a very, very cool aspect of the kind of stuff they have in the shop. But this is the part that I really want to show off. So the owner has his personal collection, which he is selling some stuff, but some stuff not. But he had it in the back, and he let me go back here and film. I mean, of course, he was with me. It's not like I'm just back here like a nobody. But he let me film some of this stuff, and oh my God, this is next level stuff, complete in box, all sorts of things. And it's nonchalant the way the stuff is back here. I'm telling you, there's just all sorts of really great items, and all this stuff, if you ask them, more or less is for sale. Granted, this kind of stuff is out of my price range. I'm just, I can't be buying Nintendo 64s in the boxes. Some stuff is original seal, some stuff is resealed just for preservation, just to keep the cardboard good, but almost everything back here was new or at least complete in box. And there's some crazy rare stuff. I mean, he has obviously all sorts of amiibos and this kind of thing over here, a whole bunch of just different toys, figures, games. But the thing that was even crazier, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, you'll see in a moment, I'm going to pan over to a shelf that has a bunch of games in it. It just seems unassuming, kind of like everything else, but it's this shelf right here, not this shelf right here, this one has some good games in it, but this shelf right here, this big white shelf, and in here, there is a Stadium Events complete in box. In fact, you'll see it here in a second. There's a bunch of Mario RPG, Mario, Final Fantasy 3, all sorts of stuff. I mean, I was going through here wow, this is crazy. All these Marios, Pac-Mans, different Atari games, Minish Cap, and then right there, freaking Stadium Events in the box. I mean, what in the world? I could have never believed that I get to check this stuff out. So getting to go back here and look at it was really awesome. And the owner of the shop is a super cool dude. You got to check out this place if you are in Columbus. Now, this next spot is called Video Games Express, and man, this was a cool shop too. This is a really, really good shop if you're trying to bolster your collection and get a bunch of like common to uncommon games. They had a few rare things, but they had a lot of stuff that like quintessential games you just need to have in your collection. I mean, like the stuff that you may have been slipping on, you know, Star Foxes, Zeldas, you know, it's stuff that's like, you know, I really need to re-get that from my childhood. They had here. It's a really good place to, like I said, fill out some of the gaps in a good collection. But, you know, they had all sorts of stuff besides games, too. A lot of cool DVDs, a lot of cool, like, figures and toys. Just in general, a really, really neat shop. The guys who run it are very cool as well, at least the ones that were working when I was there. They had a whole section of DVDs in the back, if you're into DVDs, which is always a cool thing. I will say that at the time of me filming in here, and you'll see it a little bit here in a second, someone had actually brought in, because, you know, of course, like all these stores, they buy and sell, but someone had brought in a large amount of toys. And like I said, you'll see it here in a little bit, but in the middle of the store, when I was there last, there was a massive amount of toys. They had not had the opportunity to really like sort through everything yet. So it was kind of neat to kind of like be the first to rummage through and kind of get a grab on what they have. But as you can see, they also have records and stuff too, and DVDs, like I was saying, and Blu-rays. But here's what I was saying. I mean, just a whole bunch of toys and bins and just stuff they had gotten from, you know, I guess someone had got it from maybe a storage locker or something. I'm not exactly sure. I don't quite remember. It was a little while ago. I'm sorry. But it was just neat to just see all this stuff and pick through it. Game selection, like I said, very good for commons and uncommons. I wouldn't come here like looking for like the super duper rare game. Not saying they don't have any, but like, you know, it's one of those things where it's not what they specialize in. It's not what they're really, at least at the time I was there, it's not what they specialize in. But great shop overall, a really good Switch collection, which, you know me, I'm always getting games for the Switch, so I'm always looking out. But definitely a great place to check out, and a place that should be on your list next time you are visiting the Ohio area. So I'm going to show a little bit of bias here. This was hands down my favorite store that I got to visit. Sadly, however, the owner did not think that the store was, he said, clean enough to film. But if you're watching this, Darren, you're wrong. Your store was extremely clean, and it was a joy to be in there. God, I wish you'd let me film. Damn. That said, in lieu of letting me film, he did let me take some pictures, so I'm going to be showing some pictures here of some of the stuff he had. I will say that this is my kind of shop. First off, the owner is a great guy to talk to. I was actually with a friend when I came to the store, and my friend is, you know, he's into games too, but probably not as much as me. And I kind of feel bad because I think we were probably hanging out for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, just shooting the shit. I mean, we were just talking about game after game, like obscure stuff, Earth Defense Force, crazy shooters, different RPGs. Had a great time. So this store has some games. First off, they are a limited run game dealer. So if you're looking for any limited run games, collector's editions, etc., has them in stock. His prices are extremely fair. In fact, we had an item that we didn't quite know what the price was. He looked it up and kind of saw what like the retail was, took a little bit of a percentage off, you know, to save because he's not shipping or anything. I'm in the store. Very fair pricing. Import games, just rare, obscure stuff. I mean, this shop was a joy to go through. I love the fact they had so many import games. I love the conversations I had. Like I said, I mean, I just felt like I was at home in this place. And then other than that, he has a lot of really cool like signage and some official and some fan-made signs. I say fan-made, you know, because I have a stupid YouTube channel. People made. I mean, you know, I don't know if he has fans of his stores who made this, but he definitely got it from people who made stuff. Really cool perler art. Insane signs, really cool stuff. But you know what? I had a great experience here, so much so that I was like, I am not walking out of here without something, and that led me to my first purchase of the trip. So I walk in the shop and, just chit chat, and like I said earlier, we had a great conversation, a great slew of conversations. It's been a good time, and somehow in conversation we just started talking about RPGs, and I told him, hey, my favorite RPG is Final Fantasy IV. I own every single version of it, even sharing a little joke about the Wonder Swan color. And he said, bet you don't have every version. And I was like, oh, contraire, mon frère. I do, in fact, have every version. Then he hit me with this bad boy. I have never seen this before in my life. I had no idea what this thing is. And I was like, well, let's check it out. So, open her up. As you can see, Final Fantasy Collection Anniversary Pack, Squaresoft, PlayStation, says PS1, Japanese. I do have this game, the Japanese version of this game, don't worry, but I do not have this version of that version of the game. This is what you get in this Anniversary Collection. Oop, let me just hold that back a little bit. You have this collection game, which this is all new, sealed, which actually comprises of all three, 4, 5, and 6, and a little art book. I have not opened this yet. I don't think I'm going to open it right now anyway. I may open it in the future. I'm not sure. Like I said, I have many ways to play this game. But, I mean, look, they have Rubicon there, and they have freaking X-Death from 5. So this itself is neat. But as part of the collection, it comes with this freaking clock. I'm going to open it up real quick so you can see it. But it is a clock that has Terra from Final Fantasy VI on it. And I was like, oh my god, like, this is freaking sweet. How have I never seen this before? Out of all the weird, obscure crap I own, and weird collector's editions and old things that I have, how do I, A, not have this, and B, have never seen it? So, yeah, I had to buy it. But that's not all I walked out of there with. I mean, if this is all I got, I would have been ecstatic. This thing is obviously freaking dope. But then Darren, the owner, hit me with one more extremely, extremely cool thing. I will say this was extremely unexpected. So in his store, if you could tell by some of those pictures that I showed, he had a lot of really great like advertising stuff, some custom made, some not. And there was one sign that just kept catching my eye. And I was like, my god, I need that in my collection. That thing is awesome. I made a couple of jokes about it, right? I was like, hey, when do you close? I'm going to come by and steal that thing. Anyway, the owner, Darren, he was all like, oh man, hey, if you can reach it, it's yours. And I thought he was making a joke about my height. If you know me in real life, I'm very short. And I was like, man, come on, I'm not that. I know I'm not tall, but come on. He was like, no, I'm serious. In fact, hey, let me get you a ladder. And this man gets me a ladder and gives me this sign for free. It's plexiglass. I had to ship it home. It's too big to fit in my luggage. But check this shit out. Oh man. Freaking dude, Windjammer's plexi sign. This is the dopest. And like I said, my man just hooked me up. I mean, I didn't expect this, obviously, but like, whoa. If you're watching this, thank you so much. Like, this thing, I'm gonna backlight it or something. I don't know yet, but holy shit, like, this is super cool. Like, insanely cool. I cannot thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough for this. But anyway, that is some of the awesome game hunting I got to do in Columbus. Man, if you guys are out there, check those shops out. Especially hit up my man Darren. That dude is just a class act. He's a classy guy, cool guy, great conversations. And his store has some really, really cool oddities. But you can't really go wrong with any of those spots. There's some neat stuff to do. If you're in the Columbus area, I highly, highly recommend any of those places to check out. And that's going to do it for us today, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't, please do. That would be super cool. But hey, as always, my friends, take it easy.